Welcome to the Trophyz and Medalz podcast, where we discuss sports, fashion, music, and entertainment. Where trophies are temporary and medals are forever. What side are you on?
Welcome back to the Trophyz and Medalz podcast. It's your boy Batman with the Eptide crew. We got the Eptide King and Tony Love in the building. What's good, fellas?
Hey,
all good, man.
All right, we got a few things to cover. Of course, we're going to get into our sports, NFL, along with the NBA Finals heating up, becoming a series. Also going to break down that last shot, or lack of shot by LeBron in that last game. More to come on that. We're going to get into some deeper in football things as far as black quarterbacks in the league, as well as my Titans possibly jeopardizing the whole NFL season with this corona outbreak. First thing first, this is something we've been covering for a while. Torrey Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. There's finally charges pressed against Torrey Lanez. So what's the details, Eptide King, as far as what you found out, what they charging and what evidence they got?
Oh, they got two charges on them. They got the one for assault with a firearm, and then the other charge is actually having a loaded concealed weapon that's unregistered.
Mm-hmm.
And with the fines and the sentence that goes with that is maximum 22 years and 6 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is real, especially the unregistered part. I think that's the one they're going to stick with the most, because the Steelers seems like the recklessness or however, that's going to be a he say, she say type situation. But he's still
can't avoid that gun.
Right. But he's going to be in trouble still just for the fact of having an unregistered loaded gun. So whatever there's other stories to this and everything, if something else happened, it's still he had the gun on him. And that was going to probably still give him some time at the end of the day from what it's looking like.
Do you think he turns himself in?
He's going to have to. Now that the charges have already been... First, he got to go now. He got to go in now to face that. So, and then, post bond, and then they got to go through the court system. Because he post bond when he got arrested the first time in this situation, and now he's going to have to do it again. But he's going to have to turn himself in on this because, like I said, the charges have been pressed. But now you got to remember, though, too, this still is L.A. And we know how LAPD always fuck up shit. So, this is going to be still an interesting situation of how this all plays out. Because he still speaks his innocence. Like, he says more to this story, and he is acting too confident about this at the same time. So
Irrational confidence.
Yeah, rational.
Yeah, so I'm like, just got to see how this going to play itself out. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still going to, he's still, unless it's just a miracle, the fact that something happens where he wasn't the one that fired it or nothing like that. His career is pretty much going to be in trouble now going forward, though. Because everybody on this cancel tour on everybody now and everything. This cancel culture stuff is crazy.
So basically, we still ain't got no details of what happened.
No details still of, that's why I said still a he say, she say thing. Neither one of them really fully saying anything. She just said, hey, he shot me. He's saying I ain't shoot her. So now the full story gonna have to come out now once this goes into court and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still weird that why he didn't give a statement when he was arrested or what the statement did he give for them still to find out a way to charge him though? That's why I said once again, LAPD at its finest of what the hell did they do to fuck this up? Because they should have already questioned him off the rip.
Yeah, months and months has passed by.
Yeah, it's been 2 months now, so that's what I'm saying. A lot of this is just not adding up. And why they took this long to drop this, to even have these
that
charges.
charge. I'm about to say these charges that at least for the weapon possession, that should be the easiest one to give right off the bat. Like that should have been within the first week that you do that charge. Right.
That's why I'm saying why did it take them almost 2 months to finally come up with charges and everything? Because he said the unregistered, yeah, like you said, if it was unregistered, that should have been right there ASAP. That should have been done within the first week or two. So like I said, this is a weird situation that I will say about this. But I mean, it's even crazy because he's still showing her love, and that's the thing. Like
that's the weird thing too.
Because I listened to the album, and all he kept saying is how he's still crazy about her. And he actually like the album was actually like a kind of speaking, still trying to defend himself, and at the same time still saying how much he still loves her. So it was just like the most craziest thing ever that I witnessed in her life in the album. Like, this today is not making no sense.
Yeah, there's something more to it. There's several scenarios that go through my head and to why she said he shot him. He's saying he didn't, and I think it's there's something that all she's gonna say is that she shot him, but there's something he's withholding that's leading up to that.
It's that third party.
Yeah.
More the third party because still was a driver there and it still was her friend was there. So you have other character witnesses here and somebody else is going to say something. Mm-hmm. And then she got Rock Nation behind her too. And, Rock Nation is looking at more trying to stay face with this. And this could be one of the rare times Jay kind of have to have her back because she's from Houston and his woman's from Houston. And I don't know if it has nothing to do with this or like kind of for the first time showing like, no, you're going to look out for she from Houston, you're going to show her love and look out for her type thing. And Jerry's already, he's been in enough trouble with her. Got to show good graces in this situation. So he might feel like his hands is tied. And so many people in situations where this all can go. It's too many damn rabbit holes that this thing can go. And that's why I said it's very interesting. I told you, this was fishy from the moment I heard. I told you, liquor was involved, especially that damn brown liquor. Oh, that dude say drinking ass hell for kids, and this nigga talking about he got demon times. It was a bad combination. It was just a bad combination of these two.
I don't know, hopefully the truth comes out, and this shit gets put to bed. But like I said, I just think it just took too much time to come to these two charges. But again, like you said, it's LAPD, it's celebrities, you know what I'm saying? It's in the media, TMZ involved. It's just so much shit going in. So
the concrete situation ASAP because of the fact the gun fired. If the gun really fired off, this is the opener. It should be an open and shut case. At the end of the day, something is just not adding up. Like something ain't adding up.
I think maybe one of the things that's part of it is maybe the gun belonged to the bodyguard. Maybe the bodyguard has the record, and Torrey is taking a
L.
I think they took an L on it. I'm thinking it gotta be something else, man. That's more involved. That driver took an L ASAP. Man, come on, Sean. Dude, Sean took an L more graceful than this. Dude, they threw the driver under the bus ASAP. That's why I said I don't know what was the deal. Who knows if maybe the friend was tugging at Torrey and and he accidentally fired. Like I don't think he probably legitimately, but they're saying he did do it. But
still, like I said in a previous podcast, the fact that he pulling out the gun is just what I don't understand. To me,
yeah,
like you shouldn't even get to that point.
That's a charge right there, brandishing a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
but you shouldn't even get to that point.
Charges. But that's not one of the charges. Well, it's an assault with it, but then it's like, but then it's still, if he really shot at her foot, why fragments hit her? That don't add up to me.
I think it's he probably shot at her because they say she was out of the car walking along on the highway, so he probably shot at her and it shot at the ground, and I think the fragments hit her foot. I think that's may be the case.
So like that bullet should have ricocheted and took some more. They hit the heel of her feet though. It was more like
so that means that's another thing. That's not I'm struggling and the shot go off. That's somebody aiming.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's too accurate. Even if it ricocheted. That means for it to ricochet and hit her heel, that means it would have to been right at her feet in order to ricochet up into her heel.
Yeah, but they were saying bullet fragments in her. She just got. Well, yeah, they did have a little bullet fragments in her. But but then they hit both feet. Like how many did he fire? That's another thing I'm trying to figure out too. If he fired more than one shot, this should have been more of an open and shut case.
Yeah, that's even more bullshit than
Yeah, I mean you shot more than once, and then for it to hit both feet, I'm looking like, what's the deal? So that's why I said all of this shit just not adding up.
I thought more would come out with once the charges was pressed. But like I said, the story, I don't think more of the story probably come out when it goes to court.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely gonna have to come out more once it go to court though, but it's definitely not a good situation. It's not even bad fact being a good situation. It's just a weird situation of how this is developing this slowly.
Yeah, I told y'all from the jump, it was an odd couple to me from the very beginning. So
everybody knew it was an odd couple from the beginning, no doubt though. But hey man, everybody got their runner getting their Sammy Davis Jr. on out here, man. So okay. Hey man, short cats do have their moments in these streets. Him, Kevin Hart. It happens.
Prince.
Often, really, the women that he was dating wasn't like really taller than him. Now he would be around other women though. He was like just like someone kicking it with.
Nigga, he was 5'3". He was 5'4". Come on.
Well, you saw he didn't get photographed that often with them. The taller.
He always had the heels on.
Well, that's true.
That's why he had to have hip surgery.
I think it took a toll on him, and that's unfortunate. As it was unfortunate was his downfall. Being a Jehovah's Witness and want to do the surgery. So that was caught slipping. But hey, man, everything is weird, man. Everything happens. Definitely, everything happens for. Hopefully we're gonna find out like sometime next year because it's probably ain't gonna jump off this year.
Nah,
they gonna still prolong even longer, so it's not like we'll have any idea.
Do you put any weight on him? Him speaking out about it through his people and him putting out the album as this charges getting brought up.
I don't like.
From all looks of it, I thought this was just gonna go away. I thought this was over with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought too, because it was taking so long for them to come with some charges. That's why I said this is where I'm feeling like Rock Nation came in or something like that.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. When he came out with the album and was speaking his point of view and claiming his innocence, I think that might have pushed him to press charges to say, okay, he's controlling the narrative by having his people saying stuff, regardless if he's saying they're doing that on their own, and then he's coming out in the album and saying that he's innocent. then we gotta balance this shit out.
And you sitting there and had audacity still say you love her.
Yeah.
So he's saying I was made look like the fool and stuff because I was telling everybody how much I love you.
Hey man, Ike was telling Tina he loved her too.
This is facts too, though. What? It's time.
Come on now, I got off that narcotic.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, we know all of them, man. It's like this. We all know these. That's like, oh hey, Whitney and Bobby. Chris Rihanna. We've seen this story too many times.
It's funny you brought that up. I think because what happened with Chris and Rihanna, I think Jed's like, no, somebody going to jail this
time. we seen this story before.
Fuck this probation. Fuck this community service.
Somebody else stepped in. Jay has a drug dealer heart. This don't faze him. He could care less about this at the end of the day, honestly. But I want to say it's other people in the mix of this that put the pressure out there to make sure
you gotta do something.
Yeah, you gotta do something. That's why I said something.
But this is also messing with money though. So I think there's multiple things that's motivating though. I think
they see the money that Megan can make though. That's the thing. They see that the money she can bring to the table where they feel like it's worth doing to take this chance on her because of just how, especially like how the industry is right now too. It's not as easy to make money. So anybody you do see that can make some money, you wanna have their back no matter what.
Ratchet dollar is high dollar right now.
Exactly. Well, her and Cardi doing what they doing and stuff is you can't let that you can't lose that money right now. And even through this pandemic and everything, you just don't want to lose that money. Look, she still performed on Saturday Night Live last week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that, it's a lot of exposure that they don't want to lose. So like I said, we got to keep watching developments. This is going to be a slow paint dry development, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
More to come. Like I said, this is a strange situation, to say the least. Next up, speaking of strange situations, to jump one left field to way to right field. Tony Love brought up a scenario, one of our favorite movies, or sagas, I guess you could say, Star Wars.
Yeah, definitely saga.
So I know we did the tournament as far as all-time movie collections versus TV shows or whatever. But we are in the argument of who forced Anikan Skywalker to change. Was it more the Jedi fault, or was he convinced by the dark side?
Hey, it's called the greatest tragedy of all time. If you're calling it the greatest tragedy of all time, you already know who failed him. It's the Jedi. They failed him.
And from the smirk on Tony Love's face, y'all can see that he does not clearly agree with this.
Darth Vader is my movie idol. So if anybody understands Darth Vader, it's me. You don't know how many times me and my mom go back to see doggone Empire Strikes Back? That's the first time you ever saw the bad guy win in a movie. You ain't never see that at our age ever in life where the bad guy actually won and chopped his own son's hand off. You can't get no rawer than that. And that's what always has sent me to the dark side. I've always rooted for the villains. You see, I love Megatron. I rock with the villains, man, because I get this fake ass always the G.I. Joes, the Cobra. I was Cobra Command. I rock with Cobra Command. I always rock with the villains. But Anakin shit was different. He really was forced to the dark side at the end of the day. And I understand I was forced to the dark side. So I think it takes one to know one.
Tony Love. What's your point of view?
My argument, and the only way that I can swing to your point of view, I'll bring it up. Now, universally, Attack of the Clones is one of the most shitted on movies in the Star Wars saga.
Yes.
And for me, I was always a fan of it because a lot of information. A lot of information. I think it was more of a crutch movie to get to set you up for the Revenge of the Sith. But I think with that movie, for me, what showed how Anakin went bad. I put it so on that the Jedi are sitting up here. They got Anakin's best interest. Like, hey man, calm down. You're doing too much over here. Don't let your thoughts cloud you, bro. But Anakin, like, no, man. He had that natural thirst for power, that natural, energy to be the best at Jedi. When Jedi ain't even about that, about being the best. Hey, we all family. We all for the greater good. But Anakin had that natural thing. I think had his mother not died, I'm putting it solely on it. Had his mother not died, he would never seen the other side of the dark side. If he would have found out his mama was straight, you cool, come on, I can get you to safety, he'd be fine.
His mother should have never died.
Right.
His mother should have never died.
But I blame the Jedi because if you know that he is clouded and his judgment can be swayed so easily, you will do whatever you can in your power to prevent a tragic event.
They didn't know that. They just know it was clouded. They didn't know he can.
You got to protect his mother. She was a former slave.
They knew his mom died.
Okay, but so here's my other thing. So in this other one was so shitty. I forgot the name of it. The eighth one.
The Rogue was a Rogue.
No, the Last Jedi. The Last Jedi.
Yeah, Last Jedi. Okay, yeah, Last Jedi. So how this is the only way I can see, the Jedi failed him. If you remember in that one, this is where you see Kylo Ren and what's the girl's name?
Rey.
And Rey. They start to connect on through the Force.
Right.
They let some twin soul, and then later on in the movie, Snoke reveals that I set that up.
Yeah,
I put that in you to sit up there and see that. And also in Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader put that out there in the Force for Luke to see that Leia and Han were about to die in the City of Clouds. Right. So if the Jedi, if the dark side had put that out there to sit up there and tempt Anakin, say something wrong with your mama, something wrong, but it's not revealed like that.
Right. It's not.
It's not revealed. All those other ones are revealed. The dark side are tempting you to do the wrong thing. But the dark in Attack of the Clones, it's not the dark side tempting Anakin. Anakin gets there on his own.
Well, yeah, because he wants to get back to his mom. So
yeah, and he wants to get back to his mom. But if you had told me, hey, if it was revealed in the movie that the dark side tempted him to go back to see his mother die, then I'm like, oh yeah, Jedi could have prevented that.
At the same time, too, I'm telling you, the Jedi's failed him. But why the hell did you take him from his mama when you could have freed her also?
Well,
you made a
that's
deal.
My point.
Why you didn't make a deal with the mom
for both?
Too? He's a little boy. He's like 8 years old. He's a little boy. I understand like the way how they do set up the Jedis and stuff like that, but you stumbled upon him. It's not the fact that he came to y'all. Y'all stumbled upon him and noticed he had a gift. And there was being an opportunist on his gift. So now that
you seen him as a weapon in the war, basically.
Right. Even like this,
weapon.
He couldn't take the mom. They could at least freed the mom, and she could have lived with the brother and the sister-in-law. She could have. Yeah.
That's not the Jedi way, man. The Jedi don't tempt. The dark side will tempt you, but the Jedi is going to go with the Force.
That wasn't tempting. That's just you freeing the mom like you just freed him. You freed him because you see his skill set.
you seeing how strong he can be, and you want his force, his strengths, and his skill set on your team.
But that's not like Jedi, that's not the Jedi way. When you got the Jedi way, you gotta leave everything behind. There's no rearview mirrors.
Okay, guess what? None of those had connections. Like this dude always had emotion, and all Jedis don't have emotions. They really are detached. They keep that in. But he was different off the rip. You already saw that, so it wasn't like it wasn't never there and they'd never seen it.
It's like with college football or basketball. When you're recruiting a player and you're trying to get him to, you're recruiting a guy in Texas, you're trying to get him to go to North Carolina. If you see he has an attachment to his family, you may encourage him to have somebody come with them, whether it's a sibling or a friend or
somebody else gonna be there.
Maybe not his parent, but something. Like it was a sign from the very beginning that this was going to be a potential problem. But they ignored it because all they saw was the potential of how he can help them win the war.
Exactly.
I was about to bring up becoming a priest and forgetting our worldly things, but they ain't doing too good right now.
Exactly. you about to lose all your credibility on that one.
Oh man.
But,
you give up. You have a life of poverty. Especially, I don't know if y'all get the NOLA.com app. Pearl River just had a sex scandal with the church. The priest had a group sex thing going on the altar.
Wow. He said
at the church.
And the
only way somebody found out about it, somebody saw like flashing lights coming from the church, and so they went up to the window and looked through the window.
Wow.
They saw the priest with two chicks with little bonnets on their head, and he had the lights all set up on the altar.
Well, at least it was chicks this go around though. So it's still foul is foul, but at least it's chicks this go around. But nah, man, the Jedi failed that man. They and then okay, he weak, and then you gonna have him now. You saw the Chancellor took a liking to him because he senses the strength that he has also. But then you're gonna let him be around him, and he's weak-minded right now when he lost his mother. Now I know he was deceiving and stuff and got married on a low where he wasn't supposed to do that. So that was definitely. But remember, he lost his mom. And so now he still needs that attachment. He needs that womanly. He just had this womanly attachment that he needed, and he fell in love with her. So yeah, he did go against the grain. Not gonna knock that and say that, but he still wasn't typical. He wasn't your typical Jedi, and they should have just left him alone. Really, the Jedi, or and remember now, look how long they kept him in the mix there. Like they wouldn't make him a Jedi. They would not make him a Master Jedi at all.
He wasn't ready.
Oh, but he could sit there in all the meetings?
Right. Just like Obi-Wan did with Qui-Gon.
Nah, dude. Not like that. Oh, shit.
What?
Dak just dislocated or broke his leg.
Ooh. Is that bad? Based on your reaction.
It went Snapple.
Oh, man.
Full snap or a dislocation of the ankle, but it definitely went snap.
I don't know why you're looking that up. I ain't trying to see that.
Whew. But like I said, they was wrong for that though. I mean, hey, you can't if you feel like he's not ready to be a Master Jedi, don't have him in the meetings.
Obi-Wan was in the meetings, man.
No, he wasn't. Not like
yes,
that.
He was.
They never showed that. We don't know. That was never shown to Obi-Wan on if he was on that level or not.
Yes, he was when they brought him to the Jedi Temple. He was in there.
Well, no, he was already a Master Jedi though, Obi-Wan.
No, he was still a Padawan.
Which one? We talking about on
the first one?
The first one, yes. The first one, yes. But like I said though, by the time now we got to once his master was killed, they already made him a Master Jedi.
Yeah, he was, at the end of the movie, he was a master. But in the middle of the movie, he was still a Padawan.
Yeah. But hey, all the missions that man went on, he still couldn't be one. You trying to tell me?
Hey, Obi-Wan said he wasn't ready. Gotta trust his word.
Well, they don't have him. Don't put him in no position to be spying on the chancellor.
But you as a manager, as I'm trying to sit up there and move you to the next level, I want you to see what goes on in these meetings, what gets talked about, what other people are looking for, what are they thinking about, know what to read the room and what it's going on. Yeah, I want to be in those meetings.
Well, that's why you in the wrong ass state, then, and try to do that shit. But you don't do that shit in Texas, then you gotta do that shit up north on the East Coast or West Coast. You do that shit in the South. The South is the Jedi, nigga. They foul. They're gonna use the living shit out of you. They don't want you with no kind of meat. They don't want you to show no growth. They just want to use you for your skill sets and keep it at bay. New big brother on. So. Nah, man, I get what you're saying. And now that you say that, I see now the mindset that you have on it. And I get it now. That makes more sense. I'm going to tell you, this shit real. They failed him, man. They shouldn't have did that to him. So, they shouldn't have did that to him.
Still one of the best storylines of all time.
Yes,
watching the character develop.
Definitely outstanding, on point.
Yeah, everybody crying over this.
Dude, he broke it.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, it snapped. That's why I say he either broke it or it's a dislocation, but it's looking like a broke. But yeah, they saw it. Everybody saw that ASAP.
Damn, and Alex Smith come back to play today, and now we got somebody else that get something tragic.
This bad thing about with Dak is this is a contract year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they putting the air there. They putting that little the cask on it now.
Air cast on it.
Yep.
Even Jason Garrett went over there.
Yep, exactly.
Crazy how shit swings, man.
Yeah, but they gotta keep an eye on this man though. You know, he's already had enough rough year as is. So they got. Well, I know his brother. I'm glad his brother lives here now. So they're gonna have to really keep an eye on him and everything. Cause this. What night? What though? Yeah, we gotta have this. Definitely have to speak on this when we get in the NFL segment. Cause I'm kind of glad this has happened to the NFL, honestly, man. Cause they shouldn't have forced this season. This feel like a fourth season.
Mm-hmm.
It just don't feel right. This season don't feel right at all.
All right, we take a quick break and we can come back and we can jump into the sports. Be back in a few.
All right, man.
All right, jumping into the NBA. We're NBA Finals. Just had game 5.
Game 5.
Miami snuck out at the end. Jimmy Butler, another big game, 30-point triple-double, and some clutch free throws throughout the fourth quarter. But the one thing that people are kind of talking about, debating, arguing about is the last play by the Lakers with LeBron. You know, is it the smart play? Yeah. It is a smart play. You drive, you draw some defenders, and you kick it out. At the same time, people criticizing him if he wants to be in the GOAT conversation or he wants to be that superstar. He got to create a shot without calling for a pick. That's just my call. Like the play that High developed, yes, he should have kicked that out. At the same time, he should have been able to get and create a mid-range pull-up.
Right.
Knowing that you're gonna draw a double team. So of course, either way it goes, you're a LeBron hater or you're a LeBron stan. But I still think he made the right play, and I think that's kind of when it comes to superstars, the right play is not always the right play.
Right. But, what I noticed, what I'm thinking is, this kind of came across my mind just now is, you know what? Black folks, we ain't built to do the right play. It's all about being the man.
Right.
It's not about in the right way in basketball from time to most of the time when it comes to black players. They ain't known for.
Yeah, that's like what Damon Lillard tweeted. He's like, yeah, he made the right play, but I would have shot that shit.
Exactly. See, that's the straight. That's what I'm saying. That's the typical nigga mentality that we've always had when it came to playing basketball. Everybody wants to still which it has its pros and its cons. But at the end of the day, if you want to be because of the GOAT, you got to take those shots.
I don't know. My boy said this. Like, this is my thing. Why call for the pick when you know you're going to get a trap? You basically inviting the trap. To me, he has to create his own shot one-on-one, and then that way, if they double, it's a clearer pass. But don't let them trap you up high or get to you quick. Like I said, he should have been able to get, a hard dribble to the left, stop, pull up, and he should be able to get that shot off against anybody on the Miami Heat team.
Right. And like this, I don't think anybody would knock him if he took the shot, missed it.
Exactly.
They would just been happy that he took the shot. So I think that's what the issue that always comes out with him is like he never wants to take the shot. And I think he's taking shots though at the same time also.
Yeah, but the other thing I don't like is that when he does take a shot, it's like a 25, 30-foot three-pointer. It
Right,
ain't no 18-footer. Like, if you think back to Kobe game winners, it's always 15, 18 feet out because he's pressing, trying to drive, and then he's pulling up for a shot. Same thing with Jordan shot in the finals against the Jazz. LeBron takes a lot of those long threes.
Yeah.
Remember the one he did against Toronto when he did like the runner off the glass? It's like he's fading out of bounds and shoot. Like, it's not an aggressive shot. Like, he got to be able to break down off the dribble and get it back. And that's what and we'll get into that later. That's what Kyrie was kind of getting at, and people giving him heat on that. But Twin, I already know you want to cook on this one about LeBron, so I'm gonna let you go.
No, I mean, it's cool. I mean, what's the question though?
That final shot that LeBron passed on. In my opinion, he should have got a better shot off. He should have got a better shot off.
He should have took the shot. We saying he should have took a mid-range shot rather than passing it out. We was like, this is the story of LeBron's career. It's how he never took a shot.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this and then I'm just going to leave it alone. And I think, but it also says the type of era that we're in. Like, if this was the Jordan era, Jordan is not giving up that ball. Right. Gary Payton is not giving up that ball. Allen Iverson is not giving up that ball. But because of the era we're in, I just feel like
Jordan.
It's also.
But Jordan has done it a couple times.
Jordan has done it.
Jordan has done it, but
he hasn't taken
times where you kind of automatically expect it, and then he always made sure the guys was ready for it and stuff like that, and it just worked out in his favor. So, but still, it's more Jordan taking the shot than giving up making the right play. So
yeah, that's also what I always say. LeBron is more Magic Johnson than he is Jordan. That's where the comparison is. It's like he's more that guy that made that pass, and stop comparing him to a killer of Jordan or Kobe. Like that's always been my thing. It's just not his personality, and that's okay. But you just it's like comparing apples to oranges. It's just he ain't that guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He ain't that guy, but that's why you got to have different type of players on your team. It is a place on great all-time great teams with LeBron that can create and pass and stuff like that. But that's why you got to have somebody on the other than that ball catching it and scoring that thing too, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. They don't have no shooters, the Lakers, and I'm like, why would you make that pass when you ain't got no shooters?
Right. I agree.
This thing right now, man, you shouldn't have took that chance and everything. You gotta take that shot. You can't do it with them bricks they've been building all in that doggone bubble all this time.
Well, that's what I'm about to say too. The only person I would have passed to was KCP. That's the only person I would have passed to.
He was the only one that was on hot that game.
Anybody else, I would have shot it.
He is their best shooter, right?
Who, LeBron?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or is it Danny? Is it Danny Green? No.
Consistently, I say LeBron.
Consistently LeBron.
Yeah.
And Danny Green, he's been.
I know he's been off.
Whole series. I mean, this whole playoff run. It ain't even about just this series. He's just been off the whole entire doggone playoffs. So he ain't been.
Wouldn't you say since he's been a Laker? I think, in my opinion, I feel like his play kind of took a dip when he left
That's
Toronto.
a good point. Because remember, the beginning of the year, Danny Green started off real slow. He started off real slow in the beginning of the year. That's a good point. It's really been since he's been with the Lakers. Like, he ain't been shooting like he's been with the Spurs or the Raptors.
But I think they put less. I think with the Spurs and the Raptors didn't put him in this many type of situations where he had to shoot like this too, though. Like where the Lakers depended on him they were relying on him too much, where he just had to be like basically like Paxton, just be ready when it do come, rather than like they actually trying to run plays for him, and he just can't. I think that's mentally too much for him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's just not that kind of shooter. He can shoot, but he's not a
volume shooter.
Yeah, he's not a volume shooter. You just can't depend on him to give you 16 to 17 points. That's just you asking for too much. He's not that guy, and I think that's what the Lakers put that unnecessary pressure on him, and that's why he hasn't handled up. I think LeBron, when you on LeBron team, I think it comes with a newfound responsibility and pressure that a lot of cats can't handle.
Yeah,
I agree.
It draws a lot of attention, and that was part of what Kyrie said and why he wanted out. If you're a low key person, that just ain't the fit for you. Like, or even with the old school Lakers when they had Magic, like that Showtime, you know what I'm saying? Like that flashy, always in the media, that ain't made for it. Or even with the Knicks, with the Knicks media being on people's ass, everybody ain't built for that shit either. So people gotta just be low key.
But then just the way how, like you said, how the way the Lakers was set up with the Showtime, Magic just made it so much easier for everybody to just play. And I think everybody just legitimately knew their roles.
But the other part about it, they did have Kareem. Like you can't forget that. Like Kareem was still getting 25 a game in those times. So like you said, between Magic and Kareem, you got a place to fall back in. Like Anthony Davis, Magic at that time is greater than what LeBron is at this point. Like I think Magic was creating a little bit more as far as being a mismatch in that particular era. And,
because he legitimately he
had James Worthy. And he had James Worthy along with Kareem. So they definitely had more talent on that team. So it made it easier. So like if Danny Green was on that Showtime Laker team, like being Byron Scott, he'd be good.
Yeah, because he's like a fourth option. Yeah, because you down to a fourth option. Well, here they trying to make him almost like a third option. Well, that's asking for way too much for him.
And didn't Magic have Sam Perkins too?
Yep, later on. That's
later on.
But that was after Kareem, yeah. But like before, when they had Kareem, it was Kareem, James Worthy, Byron Scott,
Michael Cooper,
John Cooper. Yeah, it's a Michael Cooper.
Yep. So they had a lot of talent. Like Hall of Fame talent, you know what I'm saying? Beyond just the top two stars. So
yeah, and that's once again that's another thing about LeBron and his teams. He's the only loaded team he's technically ever had with that Miami team, but other than that, his other teams never was really stacked with guys that played like a Pippen or like you said, a Worthy and all that, but none of these cats was nowhere near those two guys' level. LeBron ain't really, he had Dwayne Wade was the first and everything like that. And then, of course, after that came, then Kyrie was like the next one that he finally had. But I think this combination with him and Anthony Davis is probably the best combination probably for him overall.
Because Anthony Davis can get those easy baskets with offensive rebounds or quick post-ups. So it's you don't have to really create a shot for him. He can kind of make his own shit.
Right. Basically doing the stuff that they wanted Bosh to do, but you couldn't do that when you already had Wade too. That's too many people. Even with Kevin Love also. Kevin Love fell in that same wheelhouse of just that third option is like still you need to be in the rhythm to be that third option. That's why you just need that third option to be a shooter only. Like they should just be a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Not nobody they gotta post up and have it. You know, you can't. Why you having Kevin Love and Bosh at like, you know, respectively, you know, 6'10", 6'11" around here shooting threes? That never made no sense. Because, you know, you can't clog up the middle all the time.
True.
So.
But it kind of go back to what Kyrie Irving's comments was as far as when it comes to the end of the game, he ain't never played with somebody that can create their shot at the end. And I kind of feel what he's saying. Like,
right.
LeBron, like I said, LeBron is not that guy that can get off a clean mid-range jumper. It's either going to be a long three or hope that they can allow him to get all the way to the basket without a double team. But it's it's kind of unfair with Kyrie. You know, I just think he's just got so many enemies that is something that he can't avoid. But he also kind of put himself in that hot water on his own a lot of times.
Yeah, I want to say, yeah, he created some of these enemies just with some of the things he's done. Even the way he talks to certain people and everything also. And he doesn't really have a connection with the media or with fans too. Mm-hmm. You know, which I mean, I can't, I'm not knocking him for it, but I mean, it does still come with a price when other people knock you for it. So, you know, but Kyrie does what he does. Like this, everybody still respect his game, but this is personality. It's just not a win. Like that's why it's gonna be interesting to see how him and KD. I think they're gonna work great together because they both awkward.
Yeah, I think they. Obviously they're friends for a reason. So if they know they match up that way, then it works. But I still think with not Kevin Nash, I'm thinking about fucking wrestling. Steve Nash being the coach, I think it makes it easier for them because I think Steve Nash a lot of times he ain't gonna be pressing too hard.
Right, and that's what like that was another thing Kyrie had said too. Like they're saying like they don't have a coach.
He went a little bit too far with that shit. Like
that's what I'm saying. See, that's why this is what I said. This is the thing that Kyrie do that kind of just like you said irk people or it kind of like it throws them off. Like why did you just say that? Like that makes no fucking sense. How he's not gonna be the coach and what he's there for. So. Yeah, so that's the issue that I was at with Kyrie, and that's the shit right there. Is the perfect example of why people just be looking at Kyrie all crazy and wish him just to actually shut up.
Yeah, is even if like regardless of what you think, that's not something that you say. Like we ain't got no coach. Like that shows from the beginning no structure. And no structure, that ain't no championship mentality. So yeah, it may be fun to play with because you can do shit on your own and you ain't got no responsibilities and you can jack up as many bad shots as you want. But if you trying to win, you want somebody to hold you accountable and hold some type of structure to where when you going out on a wrong path, like, okay, let me bring them niggas in and get them right. But I don't know, man. If he's coming in with that mindset that's how Steve Nash is gonna go, then I don't see them.
I don't see him
competing. You don't see him being there?
Yeah, I mean, if he come with that mindset, it becomes a problem. They'll get rid of him. Because I know KD and Nash gonna get along great.
Right.
But
because it's already proven.
Yeah, but if he's gonna keep having this era, because he, they got a relationship even being in Golden State and everything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but. Yeah, Kyrie's still gonna have this type of attitude and demeanor, and then becomes once again like a headache saying these type of things. His value's still good enough where they can ship him. But it's still gonna be 2 years. They still gonna keep him for 2 seasons for sure. But once it gets a little later on and he's still on the same type of nonsense, or he's becoming a headache, they'll ship him in the bigger picture.
My thing is, as far as his health, I don't trust in his health. Like. That's my thing too. Is like he's since high school he's been injury prone,
Right.
So, and it's not like, he had bolts in his knees, he had infection in that, he done broke his foot. He broke his kneecap.
Yeah.
He then dislocated his shoulder. Like, he got like major injuries. Like, people
Right.
talk about Anthony Davis all the time, but Kyrie got some ridiculous shit. Like, he was infected from that knee surgery when he had them bolts in his knee. So I just think it's a lot to put on two big injury players.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. But I think that's the thing I'm hoping that Steve Nash will be able to still work with the talent that they have, because they still is a talented team across the board. Like, hopefully he still makes sure that they spread everything out where it's just like, I don't think he'll still put the workload on them the whole game anyway. He'll keep it still where he'll balance it out and let everybody do their thing. Yeah,
Karis LeVert got I think he's key to if he can carry the load and give them some games off, let them
rest
some games. You know what I'm saying? You can have a game where KD sits out and then you just roll with Kyrie and LeVert, or you can go LeVert and KD, whatever it may be, but balance it out to where it's not so much on them two with all their injuries.
Right, exactly. So that's true too. But what do you think about Doc going to Philly though?
I think it's a good move. I still think they trade one of them.
Oh, that's the thing I was going to ask you. Which one? But that's the thing I'm about to ask you though. Which one got to go though? I ain't gonna say which one gotta go. Which one?
I was about to say. I think Ben is the one that will go because you can probably get more for Ben.
Then that's exactly what I was thinking too.
You can probably get more for Ben. Because like I've always said, he can go to somewhere like Golden State. He can go somewhere like Boston. He can go to Philly will never trade Boston.
Right.
But go somewhere where he can play like the 4 and just, play with another person that can still handle the ball and not just, force him to put him in situations where he got to shoot jumpers. But I think he can go pretty much anywhere. Embiid, you got to change your whole offense to make it worth trading for him.
I think they stuck with him because nobody don't want to touch him because of his injury prone and the conditioning that he has. I don't think nobody want those problems. But what about the Clippers? You think they might try to do something? Because if they ain't
the Clippers don't have. Who you think they trade? What, Paul George for Embiid?
Yeah, no,
pretty much straight up.
No, Paul George for Simmons.
Ben Simmons. I mean, if I'm Philly, no, I would say no to that trade because I would want like draft picks and shit like that. And the Clippers don't have that.
Right.
So I would say no to that. Me personally.
I know they keep saying even they've been talking. I mean, I heard they got rumors too talking with the Pelicans, and I'm like
the Pelicans have enough to throw at them. You know what I'm saying? So as far as picks and players, so like to me, if you give them, say for instance, you give a Holiday and like a couple picks for Ben Simmons. And you still got a point. You'll still have Lonzo Ball there to do the primary ball handling. But at the same time, you got Ben Simmons and Zion at the power forward center. And you just fast pace all day. Right. And you got two great defenders between Zion and Ben. So
yeah. Minnesota too was in the mix.
Who?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
They said for that number one
Ben
pick.
Simmons?
Yeah, with the number one pick.
That's so Karl-Anthony Towns, Russell, and Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Because they saying like Doc feeling LaMelo for some reason.
I mean, it definitely would help LaMelo playing with a big, somebody that can draw attention and stuff, but I don't know. I'm not in love with these drafts as far as forcing a pick just for the first pick. I don't know.
Yeah, but like you said, I don't see, like you said, there'll be more moving parts, like you said, to just more everybody putting themselves in better positions. But I don't see too much movement going on. It'll be more next summer is where all the movement gonna happen is next summer.
Mm-hmm. Especially because that's when Kawhi and Paul George are free agents again.
Yeah.
They can opt out. But I think Minnesota got some. I think they should keep that pick. And
Think so? And just take what? And take your boy from Georgia?
He'll be a fit. Because he can kind of play. He got a little point in him. He just can't shoot though. That's the only thing about him.
That's what I'm saying.
But Russell and Towns take a ton of shots as is, so you just need him to be the other guy. You know what I'm saying? Be in transition, play defense and stuff like that. So I feel they should keep it.
Ooh.
I think they should keep it, in my opinion.
Right.
Unless it's like, I wouldn't do it for Ben because he's so one-dimensional.
That's what I was about to say.
But if it's
I like him with my Pelicans. I think it works for us in that fashion.
If say for instance if the Pelicans offers like Ingram for that to Minnesota, then hell yeah, Minnesota needs to take him around with that shit.
You get your ass off my phone. You out there. You get the dial tone.
I don't know about all that. For the number one pick, so you get a number one pick and get a future first rounder for Ingram. You ain't taking that?
Now with this class,
I don't know, man.
This class, no, ain't nobody in this class better than Ingram, or even got the potential to be better than Ingram.
I'm looking at the cap situation. You gotta pay that man max.
Right, I know, but we ain't got nobody that's max right now.
But I don't know. I think also it'll be a chain reaction. So yeah, you'll give up Ingram, but then you create that space to trade for somebody else to come in to play with Holiday and Zion.
Holiday getting older, man. I'm trying to stay young here. What the fuck is you doing? Nah, nigga, you gotta keep this shit young. Nah, fuck all that. Nah, I'm trying to. I like Drew and I respect Drew, but hey, Drew in his 30s already. Man, we got these young bucks. Nah, we gotta go the opposite way. But like I said, no, I ain't not for this class. Like I said, ain't nobody jumping out of ASAP for us to make that move. Now I do feel like we do need a legitimate more point guard though.
Somebody that can score.
Say that. That's why I was wishing that when we made the draft last year that we would have fell a second. I wanted Ja.
Man.
So yeah.
What if we could have kept Ja and Anthony Davis?
Oh, that'd have been a beautiful thing. That'd have been problems. That would have been problems. Yeah, Anthony Davis would have been very happy and cool. But like I said, John Ingram would be a problem.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing. Like I said, I don't have no issues with Zion by no shape or form. Let's not get it twisted at all. Like, I mean, they, still, but I'd have loved to have, I wanted Ja. It's like this bottom line. This is how I felt that year when it was so-called Odom and Durant was coming out. I said, this ain't no fucking no-brainer. You would go with Durant, but I understood that so-called center nonsense back then. But I already knew Durant was the better player.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt like with Ja. I just feel like Ja is just technically the better player overall and will have a better long-term career.
Although old and healthy, he would have been a perennial all-star.
Yeah, but he wasn't, and I saw it, and I was like, I want out. I wouldn't want them problems. So that's the thing. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's the we got too many athletes through the NBA. We could have said with that.
Mm-hmm.
So
true.
But so I'm curious to see how this 2-second off season we're gonna have with the NBA once this is supposedly over with. Hopefully tonight this is over with, and then we supposed to be right back at this Christmas or New Year's?
No, they're saying like
I heard January,
yeah, Christmas.
right?
Yeah, I think. Well, I know Christmas is one, but More so January, closer to MLK Day.
Okay.
And
All
then will that season be short too?
Yeah.
From the initial talks, yeah. And they
I
might
think they said they might play it up to like they said they might go into July. You know, like really play the season. Like I think they might add a couple like to finish at the end of July or something like that, and call it a day. So you know, like you said, like wherever it would have been from Christmas to June, but like you said, just add another month. So basically, yeah, it'll be like the end of July then, because the finals is always over right there at the end of June. So they just push an extra month to get that extra month in and then do it that way. So that still give them enough time to be ready for the off season for the next year. So
who you think gonna win tonight? Then Blaze gonna close it out. Well, first is Anthony Davis playing. I didn't even check that. Or is he still hurt?
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, I think they said he playing. They did Dryden playing too.
Oh, that's a no wrinkle. If he's anything like himself, Dragic, I think they win. So I think that was my big pick as far as the mismatch. Like they don't have nobody that can stay in front of Dragic. He's gonna create so much havoc and then create shots for those shooters.
Yeah, because Caldwell Pope only can play so many minutes. Can't have him out there the whole entire game, but he still ain't like the best defender. But at least he can somewhat stay in front of him. But you can't keep him on the court the whole time.
He actually tries to play defense consistently on the perimeter.
That's why I say at least that's what I'm saying. Trying, that's what I'm saying. But they actually said, they're gonna start Alex tonight though.
Caruso, they probably
about time.
Yeah, they're gonna bench Howard tonight. They won't. Yeah, Howard ain't gonna start tonight.
Oh, so they're going smaller. Okay, yeah, that's what the lineup they should have been using.
And that's what a lot of people have been saying. Like they should have been going with that lineup in the first place with them anyway, rather than having Howard out there just freaking around there, just freaking fouling just to be fouling, getting the Tony Love special on and shit. That shit ain't necessary. Only these unnecessary fouls. Man, just get his ass out there. He ain't give you no points, barely give you any rebound. He just out there just hacking people.
I thought not the last game, but the game before last, I thought Miami was gonna win it. That was close. It was a close game. That should have. Well, let me rephrase that. That's the game they should have won. I think Miami won tonight though.
Should be a good one. Be a good one.
I should say I hope Miami win tonight.
This is my only request. I want Anthony Davis to win. If the Lakers win, I want him to win MVP. So whatever he got to do to make that happen, I'd rather Davis get the MVP instead of having LeBron have that speech that he wrote 2 months ago already. Be on the podium. So I don't know. It's more of a series than they thought it was going to be. I know that.
Yeah, but I kind of want Anthony Davis to lose after he revealed his naivete in leaving New Orleans when they were on the shop. He didn't understand why Pelicans fans were booing him when he said he was not going to sign an extension. Like, what you mean you don't understand?
Right.
That's like.
What do you think they're going to do?
That's like you telling your
He's
girl,
a hoe.
y'all living together. Hey, when this lease is up,
He's a hoe.
I'm not gonna. We're not gonna do that. So
he's a
hoe.
Hoe ass. He's a hoe ass.
Just own it. He just gotta own it. Just own it. Don't be surprised when they boo you. Just say, hey man, I want to go.
Exactly.
What Jimmy Butler do? What Jimmy Butler do when he said he went out of Minnesota? He went and cooked them niggas in practice and came on national TV and said he wanted out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like you said, man, these cats is different though, man. They
Thank you, Rashawn.
They, like basically like Cameron said, man. They soft. They Terry Cole. They very soft.
Yeah.
Or
man.
even more. Oh, we need to go Eddie Murphy in life. Nigga, they're soft with a capital T. It's just a different energy out here.
Yeah, it's just different times. Like like we always say with our kids, you know, they ain't gonna have that aggressiveness. Like just when it comes to sports, like they're not gonna have that same aggressiveness that we had growing up.
That's why I like Ja. That's why I like Jason Tatum. Like they play with heart. Like they go out there with they going out there to fucking kill you. Yeah, they got an edge. They coming out there to kill. Dame too. You know, but I was even going. I just went with the more younger cats. You know, so just the fact they like the two like of the real young ones that's under 25 that I feel like really be out there on that attack mode at all times, and that's why I said I wanted Ja so fucking bad because he just don't have no respect for anybody in front of him. His daddy taught him well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, since his daddy played with Jesus Sutterworth, he ain't got no choice but to have to play with that kind of edge.
And his daddy was his number one hater, so kept pushing him.
Yeah, you know, basically, yeah, he was definitely, like I said, he was basically treating him like Denzel, and he got game there to the point he just couldn't stand him. He said, ain't nobody on this court could say nothing that my daddy ain't told me. Ever.
Jake.
What y'all saying
Jake.
is light work. Nigga said what y'all saying is light work compared to what my dad called me out here, training me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I don't know. Nick's still trash. So I can kind of care less who wins.
Will they get Chris Paul?
Oh, you have to bring that up, huh?
Well, no, man. I will say this though about your Knicks. One of your players around here, training with the formerly known great Chris Jackson. I'm always gonna call him Chris Jackson. I just can't. I don't know. I seen him out here training with him, man.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I like that.
Smith.
Yeah, I like that. Hopefully he can give him some shooting touch. And actually, the athleticism is probably about the same when Chris Jackson was, LSU in the first year. So I think definitely that's somebody I would like to see him work with.
He's been working with him. I said, oh, look at this.
Because he don't need to work on ball handling. I've seen him train with people in the past, and he's working on ball handling drills. He need to work with a shooter, like plain and simple. Like we know you can get off the ground. We know you got handles. You're stupid quick, but you still can't shoot. So work on that.
And that ain't the best person to be working with on your shot. Cause that nigga be killing. He be killing niggas still in the big three. That's embarrassing. I be like, God damn, y'all is at his mercy.
I like what Phil Jackson said. I don't see why we making a big deal about Steph Curry when you had Chris Jackson.
Exactly.
Did we forget Chris Jackson?
Yeah, of course the league wants to forget that, but trust me, that's where Steph got his game from, and he still wasn't as athletic as doggone Chris was.
But going back to Chris Paul, I know I said this before on the previous podcast. The only reason to make that deal is if he plays 1 or 2 seasons and then you bring him in the front office. That's the only reason to make that deal. And I still don't like it that way. Because I don't want to give up anything to get him. Like, I don't want to give up a first-round pick for Chris Paul in $40 million, whatever the contract is. I don't. Yeah. But I think –
Minnesota, he going to Milwaukee at the end of the day, I think.
But it's also – I think what Chris Paul brings beyond him as a player is a culture. Like, he going to bring some grit. Like I think we all agree that he's that one player that we can't stand when he's not on your team. Like he gets on your nerves, the whining, the fighting, the scrapping, punching the nuts. Like at least he's gonna bring some kind of grit to the team. But
I don't like him, so fuck him. I don't want any problems.
How many years left on this contract?
I want to say three.
Yeah, it's 3 because he just got it. This was his first year on it.
So he had like a 4-year extension.
Yeah, like
so
a 4-year deal, like 100.
It gets to like 40. It gets like to 44 or something like that the last year.
Yeah, it was like a 4-year, 120-something deal. So this was the first year. So there's 3 more to go. Yeah, Houston was on that bullshit when they gave him that contract.
Paul is like the Mariah Carey of basketball players.
To me, as far as
his
cosmetic stats.
He's a diva.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Like he's I think he's
He got an entitlement. He feels entitled.
Yes.
And he's kind of like him and Rondo kind of made it, and that's why they fought. I think him and Rondo is similar. And they both smart asses, and they feel they're smarter than the next person, which in most cases they are. But that's part of that entitlement because of the knowledge and stuff. So I definitely agree with that.
Like him be bitching. He want to punch niggas in the balls and then bitch when somebody punch him back. I'm like, don't be that guy. Just take, you gotta take that in stride. Since you started it, fuck it, you gotta take it. You acting like you just the only person that's gonna punch nigga in the balls and they ain't gonna fucking come back and punch you back. Like, cut that shit out. I don't like that. He be crying. Then he'll crying and like, did you see what he did to me? Man, what the fuck wrong with you? Yeah, I see what he did. I just saw what you did too. We let it ride.
Once again, y'all, he's a hoe. He's a hoe.
I mean, his skill sets is there. I'm not saying he's definitely way more skillful than Rondo, of course, but I'm just saying the bitch assness is real.
Mm-hmm. But I also blame the referees in the league for him getting away with some of the whining and stuff that he does too. So I think also if you correct that shit, they don't do it as much. But like Chris Paul will chase the referee up and down the court after the play, especially when it was with the Clippers. Especially when it was the Clippers. Like
that's what I'm saying.
That's why most of the even though the Clippers had so much talent when they had him and Blake and DeAndre, nobody was really fans of them because of how much they bitch and complain with the referees. So that it gets to a certain point where your talent don't override your attitude.
Exactly.
But I like what was that Kenyon Martin talked about why the people don't like him. He said, that's somebody who he too friendly with everybody.
Mm-hmm. Kenyon Martin, Rasheed Wallace. They come in. They don't like what you do. And Kevin Garnett, you know what I'm saying? They come in with that killer attitude. You might be cool in the off season, but after that.
Yeah, but once we're on that court, we ain't cool till we back off this court.
And that's how it should be.
Well, yeah. I know him and Melo. I know with the, Garnett and Melo, they ain't cool at all.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Question for y'all. Is there an update on Prescott?
Surgery tonight.
They say surgery tonight.
Is it dislocated?
They just said they didn't say what on the ESPN. They just said ankle surgery. Yeah, they didn't say if it's dislocated or broken. I ain't see it yet, so I refuse to see it.
I saw it live, bro.
Yeah, I saw that.
When we was recording earlier.
Yeah.
Rashawn screamed and was like,
"Yeah, I screamed. I saw the shit live. Like, oh shit, that shit fucked me up." I was like, "Oh, damn!" I just couldn't tell if it was like a break or was it a dislocation, because they wouldn't go back to show you it again. And I want to say it was a break because I think it went back. If it was a break, I don't know which one is. It's on the lower leg part, so it might be okay. I mean, he'll recover. I think he'll be fine, and it's on the right leg, and not his real plant leg. So,
and this season's over with for them anyway. The way it's heading.
Yep.
And they're gonna let him.
Let's take a quick break here.
Yeah, it's about to stop in a second here.
Yeah, let's take a quick break here and we can pick up on football and run it back from there.
All right.
All right, so early in the episode, we kind of hinted to it. Dak Prescott had a horrific injury. This year continues to be where big names are going down with big injuries. Hopefully it's not as bad as it looks. But it's just kind of ironic that he goes down with a pretty bad injury the same day that Alex Smith comes back from his. But this kind of goes back to what we always talk about. You gotta get that money, man. You gotta get that guaranteed money overall as far as the bigger picture of NFL. But as far as you gotta get those, you can't be rejecting contracts for over $2 or $3 million. You gotta get that security. Like, especially with football, man. It's just so much that can fucking happen and it can be it's out of your control. So
if they ain't willing
it just
to
messed
strike,
up that it came up.
yeah, I understand. If they ain't willing to go on strike to get full guaranteed contracts, like you said, you gotta stop fighting over these, like you said, the couple of millions that y'all so-called are off on maybe guaranteed monies and all of that. You just gotta just make sure you, like you said, just secure that bag to the fullest. I mean, yeah, yes, he getting $34 million this year. That's cool, but I mean, you still could have had maybe 110 guaranteed, and you'd have been
Over the next
okay.
4 years, yeah.
Right, you'd have still got your money even if you out for the next. If depending on how bad injury, you may not even be able to play next year, but at least you had that money still coming to you.
Well, I got a theory as far as the NFL. I think, like, I never understand NFL contracts, period. Like, I understand the NBA, CBA, up and down, back and forth. But the fact that you can say somebody signs a $120 million contract, but only $40 million is guaranteed, and they can cut you after 2 years, and it don't matter. Like, all that stuff don't make no sense to me. And I think, like you said, they got to go on strike to get that guaranteed money. Just like baseball, just like basketball. And maybe have shorter contracts, nothing over 5 years. Because the average NFL player is, 3 years?
Yeah.
So I would say the max contract should be 5 years. And then, it's guaranteed money. So, of course, the contracts are going to be a little bit lower than what they're doing now. But it's the type of injuries that they encountering, man. It makes no sense to have them on contracts where you can just let them get hurt and cut them and be done with them.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and the owner's still going to make their money regardless. And that's the other catch there, too, is that they getting their money no matter what. But like you said, you could be 2 years into that 5-year deal, and they'll be like, we just don't want you no more. Everybody will front load you them first 2 years. And then so on that back end, it's much lower for him to just cut ties with you. At least they feel like, hey, we got these 2 years, these 2 good years out of you. You ain't about to see the rest of this contract.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he said. That's nonsense got to just stop with the NFL. And this nonsense here. And I'm thinking this might open up everybody else now seeing that with that going through with this situation, fighting through with this contract, his numbers is legit where he should have at least been the second highest paid, at least second or third highest paid, just strictly even off his numbers.
Right.
Where there shouldn't have been a fight. But now this man, even though it's like sucks he got hurt, but at least it's early in the season. So once he gets a full year to like heal from this.
Recoup. Yeah.
I don't think the NFL will ever get guaranteed contracts for the simple fact that, there's somebody that you can pull up off the street and send in there, and we're still going to watch. As long as the people are still watching, whoever's on there, they don't have to guarantee anything. I mean, think about
they would have
this.
to strike. That's why I said they would have to strike. Willing to take that.
But he brings up a good point. Like, even with a strike, they will still find people to fill in.
Yeah, because they did that back in '80. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 87. The 87 was the one they brought in the scabs. And
that was '87. Okay, that was '87.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was '84.
They brought in the scabs, and not only did they bring in the scab, the Washington Redskins at the time, they brought somebody out of jail to start as the quarterback.
Damn, that's crazy.
I think he played for Auburn, I think, back in the day. Not Auburn, Georgia.
Because what I was going to argue was, like, you was talking about guaranteed money, and I thought it was on the fact that they feel that the players, they're not worth it as far as how quick you rotate through players on average. But like you said, it's all about the shield with the football. It's not about individuals in the league per se. It's more so it's like I'm watching NFL football. It's not that I'm watching LeBron, I'm watching Kobe, I'm watching Iverson.
Yeah, it's not an individual.
Yeah, you watching NFL.
Sport. Right.
You watching the Cowboys, you watching the Titans, you watching the Saints. Regardless of who goes out there, like you said, they're gonna watch. So
it's all about next man up. It's all about the next man up thing.
And they own a day of the week. What other company? Yeah, literally. What other company? What other brand can say they own a day of the week?
Where church will let out early, like, okay, we got a good matchup today. You know, I say Uncle Paul used to be like, yeah, we're gonna shut down early today.
Like I even know Goretti was right on our house. They had the latest one they were tripping with was a 12-15 mass, and then they have a 6 o'clock mass when after all the games.
Yeah.
So they got it spaced out accordingly.
I mean, that's a good point. Like you said, regardless of what happens, people gonna watch. Yeah. And even what's that movie with the Eagles with Mark Wahlberg? Like the league is based on
Invincible. Yeah.
The league is based on being able to pull people off the street. And how many? I mean, of course, it's not that many, but there's still quite a few. Like what? Michael Lewis for the Saints, Beerman.
Mm-hmm.
He was a kick returner, slash receiver. So there's always those type of stories, or people playing other sports, playing basketball and coming to the league, or playing Jimmy Graham or Tony Gonzalez, Julius Peppers, baseball players, being quarterbacks. That's
sure.
It's sad, but now you made a good point. I thought at least if they go on strike, they can push it. But now that you say that, I don't think we're nowhere near close to getting guaranteed contracts.
Because if you look at another good documentary, the 30 for 30, they had was Broke, and a lot of these players, they are literally broke in the off season. Can't wait back then. They couldn't wait till the season started. There wasn't OTA. You get bonuses and incentives just for showing up at that. You were stuck out there.
Yeah, everybody had a regular job on the outside of the the season. And some people had regular jobs and stuff like that, and come right back and play.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I don't know. It's kind of like how the WNBA is at now. Sadly, for a league, the NFL has been around so long. That's kind of how the WNBA is. They got to play overseas. They got to coach on the side, whatever, to make ends meet, because the average player ain't really getting that much money.
Right.
Shit, even the top-notch players not getting that much money.
Yeah, in the WNBA.
WNBA, so.
Yeah, I don't think, has anybody making over $1 million?
I think there's a couple.
Yeah, a few, maybe a handful.
Very few. There's very few. So I think they said something crazy like some of the top paid players for a whole year make less than what like LeBron or somebody makes in like a couple games or something stupid like that. So I don't know, man. I mean, with time it's going to change, but it's not going to be in our lifetime.
With the WNBA, I think the game will change when the first chick catch a lob and slam that shit.
We kind of close because they got this one girl. I forgot where she got drafted to, but she wears goggles. And I remember when she was in the college dunk contest, she doing reverses, like clutches and stuff like that. So she can. I think I can't remember. I'm looking at her face. She's dark skinned. She got goggles, but like she can do a little something because she can palm the ball. So of course that makes it easier. But she like my height, like 6'1", 6'2", unless she's no taller than me. But yeah, like you said, when it gets to that point, which is getting there, because I know Maya Moore used to be able to get up there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because these fast breaks and layups, man. You can see that some.
I mean, they got a handful that can dunk in the league, but like you said, that's another level of athleticism when you can find someone that can go up and catch a lob.
When you see that in the WNBA, that's when it's going to take off.
So that's like another decade. I think that's like another decade. You'll probably be there.
I mean, I think if you get like a Shaq, like a chick that's 6'9", is bullying here and would just dunk on these girls. I mean, I don't know why I don't know why Brittany Griner ain't jamming on these girls like talking.
She gets a few here and there, but I think she be getting hacked a lot too.
Yeah.
And she's also light. She's lightweight. She's not like a big physical imposing player like Shaq was. She's lanky. She's more, Tyson Chandler than Shaq.
Okay.
She's more Durant.
Well, yeah, because she's really slim. So that's probably why she's not drop stepping and elbowing people like you and shit like that. So
Exactly.
But it's almost there because like you said, every other aspect of the game, as far as shooting and ball handling, they got that down pat. It's just that explosiveness. I think it's also a matter of converting athletes. So those track and gymnastics ladies that do flips and shit like that, like those are the ones that probably can catch a lot, but they don't play basketball. Like
that's true too. Yeah, high jumps and all of that.
High jumps and long jump and hurdles and stuff like that. They got the athleticism. They just not push the basketball. So there's ladies out there that can do it. It's just a matter of getting them on the court.
I think the only one, Marion Jones was the only one.
Marion Jones, and she dunked in the game in North Carolina. So so damn, that's a name I haven't heard in a while because she's been MIA since fucking she lost some medals.
Yeah, yep, exactly. She just disappeared gracefully.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But let's jump on the Saints, man. What's so we got word a little bit before we started the podcast. Michael Thomas apparently got into a fight with a teammate, and he's supposed to be back Monday, but they're gonna sit him.
Shit happens.
And that's what I was going to get into. This is first game supposed to be back. You might as well let him go, kind of.
Exactly.
Especially with the way the season is going. Like, you're supposed to fight. Like, unless he's just doing something dirty.
Exactly.
But it's a corner wide receiver thing. You supposed to talk shit.
Nah, like Tony said, he might have slapped the dude. And if he slapped him, you got to sit him down. Because, that means somebody around here going to get hurt.
It's like, I think a part of it too, Mike might have mentioned the fact how the offense has struggled without him.
Y'all need me.
And y'all need me. And
but is he lying?
He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Not lying.
But calm the fuck down. Look at what happened when Drew fell off and we had Teddy. So.
He said that? I didn't know.
No, he ain't saying that. We were speculating. Allegedly.
I don't know, man. Of course, everyone else is hoping that he don't play. But like I said, if he's coming back from injury, he's probably frustrated due to injury. He's frustrated seeing how the team perform without him. But it's also on his part to be the bigger man and not get to that point too.
Yeah.
So especially being a team leader. So I don't know. I think like I said, depending on how bad it was. Like if he out there cheap shotting people, then he gotta go. He gotta.
Who was a cornerback? Who was the cornerback he got into it with?
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Lord, hey.
Look, I'm not expecting them. I wasn't expecting them to win anyway tomorrow because the way Justin Herbert been slinging that ball.
He got this. Yeah, he looks like he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, he throwing fadeaway passes. 70 yards down the field. I ain't never seen that shit before.
That's some Jeff Jones type shit.
I don't want to hear that shit.
And he can run.
Yeah, and he can run.
All right.
If Aaron Rodgers was doing that to us, and this dude gonna have a field day. What weapons he got?
I don't know. Thomas needs to be on the field. Like I said, one way or another.
Yeah, Michael.
So, what's up with these Raiders, man?
Hey, man, I don't know nothing right now.
3-2.
Hey, I'm week by week. That's all I can tell you. I'm week by week. I ain't get beside myself. It was like this. It was an impressive win, but you remember now, it still was no crowd in there. So that did help us out.
Kansas City fans were there.
That wasn't enough, you know. You know how that is. That's more hostile in there. But hey, we pulled it off. I'm just grateful for it. I ain't getting beside myself. I ain't drinking no Kool-Aid around this bitch. I'm just chilling.
I watched the first half, and I watched the first half, but it was impressive. It was aggressive. But I also was going to say it's a division rival, so you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be some type of familiarity and non-fear, regardless of how you stacked up against them. So I like the fact that they didn't back down.
Right, but then Carl was actually executing on the deep balls though.
Oh,
and that's what really helped out tremendously.
I won the rugs.
Yeah,
right.
But he also threw a pick early, like in the beginning of the game. I think I got his mind right.
He did throw the pick,
because it was an easy throw that he made more difficult than it had to be.
Yeah, I said, here we go.
And then he got his mind right from that point forward.
But then the defense played really good too.
Yeah.
The defense put a lot of good pressure on Mahomes. They kind of kept him on the run a lot of the game. So, like I said, I was impressed with what I saw. So, but I ain't jumping up and down. It's only 5 games. Well, we over 500. That was a good divisional, win. And on the road, very impressed. And, I'll see what happens next week. She can go way left again. And then we back to reality. I told you, I don't trust Gruden and Carr. They got to show me a whole season of consistency before I trust them. But it looked promising.
Yeah.
I will say that.
So apparently my team is trying to fuck up the league.
Well, the Patriots too. And y'all just said Patriots too.
Well, they don't have as many as positive as us. So
they shut their facility down, so that means they bad too.
The NFL shut it down.
Yeah, it's protocol. But we had ours shut down. This is like the second or third time they shut ours down. So
this is facts too.
So I don't know, man. So apparently we've been having practices without consent, I guess you can say, and just being reckless, not wearing masks during meetings and shit in the facility, and that's how the shit is spreading. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna get to a point we're gonna have to forfeit games because I don't see this game being played on Tuesday. If somebody else gets a positive between today and tomorrow or Tuesday morning, they're going to cancel the game. It's just good. But we're undefeated, though. But
beat us on the field so far. This game. You forfeit that, undefeated is over.
Hey, man, we're going to do it like Roy Jones, man. I'm undefeated. Ain't nobody beat me.
All right. That's how y'all want to roll. I hear you.
That's how we're going to go with it, man. I don't know. I think it also helps us, in the bigger picture, help us get healthy because we got a lot of injuries. So.
Yeah, and y'all division sucks anyway, though, too.
Oh, God.
Thank goodness.
But Texans look promising. Today, that Sean looked like he would play like the Clemson days today.
Yeah, got some weight off his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Brandon Cooks is still in the league. Look at that.
And he's not concussed.
Right.
I always say this. The talent that they had, there's no way they're supposed to be 0-4. Like with Deshaun, regardless of how bad the offensive line is, he can create.
Yeah. Ain't got no wide receivers.
Man, with Fuller and Cooks, bro, and the tight end that they have,
man,
they got
them two. They are inconsistent though. They are not consistent.
No, they were used appropriately today. He had 350 something yards of pass.
But I was about to say, like he has more than a lot of these other teams. Like the Chargers, who the Chargers have that are big receiver threats, and they getting all these yards. Outside of Allen, but Allen's not the one that's producing. It's the other guy that's producing for the Chargers.
Yeah.
So you can't say it's because they don't have the talent. Like the Chargers are making people getting a name out here.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
I thought the Chargers had talent. I thought they had talent. I just thought it was more Rivers with the problem.
Because I saw the game, Jalen Guyton. That was his name.
Yeah. Like, who the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? So it's, per name between those two and David Johnson, he has more than enough weapons to throw to.
I think you got rid of the GM and you got rid of the play caller.
Pretty much. And then there's a whole new ball game today. Yeah. So hopefully they don't get too much on the winning streak, but I'm happy for Deshaun Watson to finally get out of that. And hopefully he can get him a coordinator and a coach combination that's a little more consistent.
He already put in the word for Eric Bieniemy.
I mean, that's the obvious call. I would hate to see it as a Titans fan, but that's the place I would go as Bieniemy.
But they say I watched somewhere that Texans might not be the best spot for him because they don't have a first-round draft pick in these next 2 drafts. So if he does go there, it better be like a 7-year contract. It's like, look, I ain't got you these first 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, you can't get no key player. Yeah, that makes sense.
So they said the Jets, the Falcons, and the Texans coming open, and if the enemy don't get one of them, there's a problem gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
Well, yeah, we already know. Yeah, we already know. Atlanta free now again officially, so we already know that for sure.
They made it
so
official.
They fired Quinn already.
Done. Yeah.
Oh, it's done. It's finalized. They said that's done. He gone. So Quinn. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think they'll make that announcement fully on Monday. But they said that they're going over 5 today. He gone.
Yeah.
Shame what happened to Flip.
This is for the Raiders. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like I was telling them, hey, I ain't getting too excited. But hey, I'll take the W today. I appreciate it.
I mean, the fan, I'm going to take that W for you.
Yeah, I'm cool.
You beat Kansas City today, dude.
Yeah, this is true.
And look, Kansas City full strength though. It's not like they beat the starters. I said, hey man, look, in the words of Sean Payton, it's encouraging.
Hey, I still ain't getting excited. It's fool's gold to me personally, but hey, it is what it is. I told you, I need to see consistency.
I hear that.
Hey man, sunshine on the dog ass every other day, nigga. I ain't right
all
happy about that. So now I'm chilling. I'm cool though. So.
But Tony Love, what have we learned today?
All right, let me see here. We have learned Anikan's journey to the dark side is still up for debate.
That is nothing up for debate.
It's up for the debate.
It ain't up for debate, man. The Jedi's failed him. Nah, I'm going to even go there.
Nah, the Jedi's, they had his best interests.
They ain't had their best. No, they didn't.
They had his best interests, man.
No, they did not. If they had his best interests, they wouldn't have.
I told you, if the dark side, if it was revealed that the dark side tempted him to see his mother die, I will be with you. I would be with you. But that was not revealed.
That was revealed.
Not attacking the clones.
Hey, did they ever give his condolence to him saying, sorry that you lost your mother? No. They failed him. They ain't never tell that man, I'm sorry that you about your mom, no nothing. This here, go follow the chancellor and, spy on him for us. And knowing that he already knew that the man's weakness was already there. He sensed the vibe. How is it that the Sith can sense out the insecurities in him, but the Jedi's couldn't?
The Jedi could, but they was trying to strip him and get him away from that.
See what I'm saying? You're stripping a man for having feelings.
Because that's the Jedi way, man.
Well, then they should have never recruited him to be a Jedi then. So they failed him. Bottom line, right there. They failed themselves by having him come there when they knew he had emotions. That they could not tame. They couldn't contain it and keep it straight. They should have let him be.
It's up for debate. It's up for debate. Number 2.
Shut that shit down real quick.
You know you ain't gonna win. I'm focused on it.
Oh man.
I am rooting for AD to lose this championship because of how he left the Pelicans. And number 3, NFL will never have guaranteed contracts because we will watch anything on the football field.
My car is also parked with 2
Simple as that, man.
Twin, what you got for wrap up? What's your last words?
All that background noise on there. All damn Becky's laughing and giggling and shit.
I'm on a patio right now. What have we learned? Well, we learned that today's NBA players have no balls. We also learned that you got to be careful when you get into conflict with somebody on your team. May not want to slap them, may want to push them. And also learn that the NFL is any given Sunday, so the Raiders proved that today. And I think that they also proved that they are a playoff caliber team.
I agree on that one.
And we also learned, lost my thought now. Damn. Lost it.
Blame it on the liquor.
That's it. I'm good.
I'm about to catch up with y'all from the liquor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ty King, what you got?
We got we got Twin and Tony Love on the Christopher Williams right now. They out here dreaming and shit, talking about my Raiders is a playoff contender. And Tony, no, Tony, your dream is different than his dream. It's 2 different dreams.
Okay.
Your dream around here talking about the Jedi did not fail. Goddamn Anikan. This shit is fucking ridiculous. And like, I don't understand how you not see. That's like, hey man, look how I like this. We help you to understand why I see it the way I see it. Look how I've been misguided through my childhood. Look how I got shit to the dark side. How the hell can you not see how I can see that differently? You see the stuff I've seen in my lifetime. How the hell you think I ended up in the dark side?
Wow, he is taking this. I guess with you and my son, who is if for Harry Potter fans, who is house hardcore. I guess I'm not that dark enough.
Exactly. You don't understand the dark side, man. That's why I'm trying to get you to understand. You remember what we just had the discussion of how you want to lead your people at work and stuff. You on that Yankee shit when you know you're down here in the South. You can't around here put your people, try to groom your people to actually do the job right. What the hell is you talking about? You're in the South.
What kind of idea is that? How dare me have a
dream,
a leadership tree? See my team grow and do.
Hey, that's what I'm just saying.
Hey, according to Pimp C, I'm in the East Coast, so I think you have that dream.
Exactly.
Shout out to Pimp C.
Exactly. That's what I'm just saying, man. I do get where you're coming from. I see your side, but you're not seeing my side.
I see your side, and that's why I because I see your side, I don't agree with your side, but I'm making room for your side. Therefore, it's up for debate.
You don't say you understand somebody's side, but then go say, hey, I still don't rock with it. Hey, I understood your stuff and I respected it. But I still say you're dreaming.
I respect your side. I disagree with it though. I see why you think that, but I disagree with it. I think and I say I would be with you if it was revealed as in the Empire Strikes Back and as in The Last Jedi that the Force was tempted. The Force
don't count. Those don't count because he was already Darth Vader. That don't matter with those. We talking about before what?
It's two separate things though. Two different things. There was one involving Darth Vader, and there's another one with a whole other element where the Force was tempted.
Right. They like this. Yoda did all he could to save the man. Not Yoda. I meant to say Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan did the best he could. But doggone Yoda and Samuel failed him.
They act like they didn't know what was going on. That was my point. Like them two, they act like they didn't know this was a potential. Like you need to do whatever you can, especially if the Force is that strong within him. You do whatever you can to keep him on your side because you know if he goes to the other side, he's gonna fuck up everything. This motherfucker choking people through FaceTime. You knew he was gonna be on that type of level of villain, and you didn't do what you can to keep him as a Jedi.
Couldn't sense. When he clicked out on that village, when he saw his mama die, how they didn't feel that energy of him then to keep him in check. Right there was the prime example that you could have saved his ass right there.
They should have put him on FMLA.
Everybody. I think I took out everybody, nigga. I killed kids, animals, mothers. I took out everybody in that whole village.
Okay. Let's check this out. Let's go back to the Attack of the Clones. Let's revisit this. Now, if you remember, why did he go to check on his mom? What was he supposed to be doing instead? He was on a mission to escort Padme back to where she was be. But they broke from the mission. He broke from the mission to check on his mom. He had a Jedi mission, but he broke from it. So how
he shouldn't have been put in that situation?
Wait, he sensed his mama. He sensed his mama dying, nigga. Okay.
But that's a Jedi. If you're a true Jedi, hey, you got.
He didn't. That's the thing. He never wanted like this. They took him under to be a Jedi because they saw he had the skills to be a Jedi. It ain't like this was his lifelong dream to be a motherfucking Jedi. He ain't know nothing about Jedis till they came into his life. So you're not here trying to change somebody's whole mindset.
I'm not trying to change the mindset.
No, I'm saying
I'm trying to.
Okay, no, I said you expecting him to change his whole mindset on something that he never destined to want to be. That's all I'm just, and he was attached to his mother. He had feelings that could not be taken away. And as the Jedi knew that they could not control his feelings, they should have never always put him in these type of scenarios by himself.
So you expect the Jedi to predict the future? They knew this.
They could feel energy right then and there. They always say, I feel the Force.
The energy is cloudy.
If it's clouded and uncertain, then you don't put him in situations that you're concerned. Then if you can't see what he do, and you already sense that you already said it several times, you can feel the anger in him. Remember when like Obi-Wan wanted to go look at the video? You ought to tell him, I don't think you need to look at that video. So if he already knew, like he told, they always sensed it. That's what I'm just saying. At the end of the day. But I get your point though, but at the end of the day, Jedi failed him. Bottom line, ain't nothing else to say on this shit. It's facts.
It's up for debate.
We definitely gotta we definitely going to continue this one because we need some outside input. I'm gonna see who else we can maybe get on the podcast that maybe get some unbiased input. Because I don't know, man. I like I said, I feel like he was set up for failure. It was a no-win situation.
That's all I'm saying. That's
it's
all
up
I'm
for debate, as Tony Love says. It's up for debate.
It's up for debate.
It's up for debate. We about to wrap up. So Another good episode. Be sure to like, comment, share, leave voicemails. We'll be back next week. Save me some of them shrimps, man.
Yeah.
That shit look good.
Yeah, man. I wish I was
store-bought
be here.
gumbo, though.
You said what now?
Say no store-bought gumbo.
Right.
Red flag.
I wish I was going to be here next week, man.
You're not going to be on next week?
That's why, you doing another one next week?
Well, next week is the event. Yesterday was just for my wife. Next week is the event.
What's up?
Gotcha.
All right, we should have Raheem Goodell back on. We should I need to hit him up and see what the word is on Dak. But we'll be back next week. Y'all be good.
All right, man.
All right, yo.
All right, man.
Later.
Later.